thanks for coming today to this restorative yoga session. And first of all, what I'll just explain really about any yoga session, because I'd really encourage you to practice in your own way. And these classes are really a little bit of, little signposts in a sense, and hopefully that you'll be able to sort of do your own practice every day or every other day, or just when it suits you. And the main thing really, what in developing your own practice, is just to remember that there's a number of moves, general moves for the asana, for the postures. So I'll just demonstrate. So the first thing we do, you just got to think about how the body moves. So if your practice can incorporate a forward bend, that's good. And then if you can incorporate a back bend, that's good. So forward bend and back bend. And then of course we've got like the side bend. So that's another way that the body can move. And then we've got a twist, so we can twist. So if you can incorporate a twist into your practice. And then the final piece really of asana is the balance. So if we can incorporate a balance in whichever way suits you, and that's absolutely fantastic. So those are the 5 sort of basic principles of any asana practice. And of course, the purpose of the practice, for me at least, for the postures, is to make the body strong and supple enough so that you can be seated in a meditative pose, and then you can allow the sort of consciousness, the awareness to expand without being too uncomfortable in the body. But today we'll incorporate all of those physical elements, and at the same time we're going to really focus on twisting. So less of this chat, and let's start to move. So I'm saying start to move. Let's be still. Let's bring the feet so that they're hip width apart, and just make sure the feet are parallel. So just check the feet aren't sort of sticking out to the side in any way, or sort of sticking in too much. So those feet are nice and parallel and hip width apart. So just looking down towards the feet, and then just checking the weight through the feet. So just checking you're not sort of leaning too far forward at the moment, and maybe you can test this out yourself as I'm doing it. Maybe you could lean forward, and maybe you can lean back. Just checking this weight. So we can move sort of quite a few degrees, if you like, as we're moving back, and then we just eventually bring the weight so it's nicely balanced between the front and the back of the feet. And then same time we can sort of check we're not putting too much weight on one side, and again you can follow me if you like, just too much weight on the other. I'm exaggerating this, but just making sure that you've got a nice bit of balance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sort of circle around. So we're going to sort of move to the side, and then we're going to move forward and to the other side. So if you wanted to close the eyes, so you can notice the transfer of the weight from the front of the foot to the side, to the back, and then to the other side. So just noticing how this is feeling, and then we can just circle the other way. So really sort of connecting with that distribution of weight, and also you can maybe sense the ground that's supporting you, and it's always supporting you underneath the body. And then just gradually just coming back into a nice balanced position. So we're actually in a position now where the weight is kind of perfectly balanced between the legs and feet, and also between the front and back of the individual feet. And then we suck the belly in slightly and lift the chest, and as a result, the head also lifts up, the crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Head is nicely balanced on the neck, so we're not kind of looking down, sort of in a sort of half asleep mode, or we're not kind of gawping up to the sky. Where head is nicely balanced. And just gently closing the eyes and taking 3 big breaths in and breaths out. So as you breathe in, growing tall, the awareness rises from the feet down up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, just breathing out deeply, and the awareness falls and it drops, descends into the feet and into the earth. So 3 of those really nice big breaths. It's really a centering breath, isn't it? In a sense, it's about just becoming aware, becoming open. The body becomes open and tall, and we become earthed as well. So we center, we earth, and we open. And then gently just releasing the chin to the chest, you can open the eyes and lift the gaze. And let's start to breathe, or breathe more. Let's extend that breath. So as we breathe in, we're going to open the palms out so they're facing forwards. As you exhale, bringing the palms back. Breathing in, long breaths. So just doing this in your own time. But gradually, the arms come up higher and higher, maybe 10 centimeters or so every inhale. And as the arms come to the chest height, then really feeling the chest open. So really nice opening through the chest. And then as the arms come up to shoulder height and above, the shoulders move back as well. So really getting the chest and shoulders involved with this. A little bit of a back bend you could introduce, opening of the chest. And eventually the arms come right up to the top, and we're going to hold the arms up there, palms facing towards each other. And then again, just open the chest a little bit. So feel as if you're lengthening through the crown of the head, so the spine lengthens, and then we open the chest. And from there, we release the arms down and just come into this gentle forward bend. So really nice, gentle forward bend. We're halfway down, so even if you could get right down to the floor, or sort of, palms on the ground, let's just be halfway. So we're at right angles here. I've got a beautiful rainbow resting on my back there. How blessed I am. From there, we're going to just bring the weight forward a little bit. So keeping the heels down, but by bringing the weight forward, you may be able to notice the opening in the backs of the thighs, the hamstrings, and the calves there. So just simply bringing the weight forward, we can start to open a little bit more. So even if you're up here, bringing the weight forward, you can feel this opening. So just by adjusting the feet, of moving the the crown of the head moves forward, and just gently exploring this movement. And then soften the knees, engaging the glutes, and then lifting, using the glutes all the way up, and then bringing the arms up. Palms facing towards each other, opening the back. And then once more, let's just come down to this halfway position. Just adjusting the weight, just being aware of how that weight can move forward. How far can you go? What is your edge without tipping over, without the heels lifting? And then from there, let's again engage the glutes. So really just make this a lifetime practice, so that every time you do bend over to lift something, just make sure you're not lifting using the back, you're lifting using these biggest muscles. So you might need that if you shift any logs this weekend. And then this time, we're going to bring the hands so that they're resting on the lower back, and you can see that my fingers are pointing down to the toes of the heels, and the elbows are moving in as close to each other as they'll move, so the chest becomes open. And then from there, we're going to just really press the hips forward and lift from the chest, so lifting up from the chest. So we're in a kind of standing Ustrasana, if you like, a standing camel. This would normally be done on the knees, but you can see that this is really about opening the chest in the same way. It's the kind of things that you would do where if you've been, again, digging in the garden or something, and then gently doing a forward bend to counterpose that movement, and noticing the effect that the forward bend has. Maybe you can feel a nice release in the lower back as you've moved from that gentle back bend. And if the knees are okay, just be gentle with yourself here. Just see if you can come down as far as you can. So coming down, and so just being careful of your own knees. And if you wanted to, you can come down into a squat and just lifting the heels off the ground. If you can get down into a squat without falling over, then that's absolutely fine. But again, it's about just exploring your own range of movement. And then the fingertips are on the floor, and we're going to come into this forward bend again. So the knees are bent, and then you come straight, soften the knees, engage the glutes, and lift. So lift. Chest lifts, open, and on the exhale, release the arms down, and then just shaking off the body. So we've introduced our forward bend and back bend into our practice now. So let's start to just limber and loosen some of the joints. This is where the old saying that a moving hinge never rusts. So just some gentle movements. You can move the shoulders, big circle, so the shoulder blades come back, and then the shoulders come forward. So getting this widest range of movement that suits you. Of course, we're moving with the breath as well, so don't forget the breath. So it's handy to have around, and then let's circle the shoulders the other way. So yeah, using the breath as the anchor of your awareness. And then just shaking off the body again. And let's just move in the hips now. So big circles with the hips. So my preference with these kind of movements is really to go as slow as you like, and the slower you are, maybe the more, as I'm in this position, I can feel this sort of opening on the inner thigh. So just go nice and slowly. So it's an exploration, really. It's having a quick check into your physical body. How's it feeling? Which parts are open? Which parts are tight today? And then let's just move the other way. So quite big circles. And then let's just all the time, just checking where the muscles are, releasing them from the bone, and then let's just place one hand over one shoulder, and then let's just do some back strokes. So the arm comes up and then comes back down again with the breathing in and then breathing out. And then we're introducing this twist as well. So we're looking over that shoulder. So we're twisting the spine, and abdomen is engaged slightly so that you can feel some lift through the spine. We're not letting it collapse. And then let's just move the arm in the opposite direction. So if you started on the back stroke, then you can come now into front stroke, and just keeping this twist in the spine. So the arm comes back, and let's move to the other side. So just breathing in as the arm comes up, exhaling as the arm comes back down again. Looking over the shoulder. And let's just move the arm the other way. You might even notice that as the arm comes up, then the rib cage lifts and you can breathe a little bit deeper. And then release from there. And from here, we're going to just do a little bit of loosening on the hips, so not the hips, the wrists. So if you could sort of bring the thumbs sort of inside, just making a gentle fist over the thumbs, and then we're going to circle the wrists. So give a bit of attention to the wrists. They do an awful lot for us. So really nice big circles on these wrists. And then that's circling the other way. And then bringing that hands out in front, and then we're just going to lower the wrists down. Then as you inhale, bring the wrists back up. So just moving up and down. And we're going to make this sort of double fist with the with the hands, and then let's circle the wrists in this direction as well, in this way. And let's move them in the other direction. And then let's just do this kind of thing. Let's just move like a wave. And you're all actually now auditioning for my creative dancing / breakdancing sort of collective. Everybody's looking good. I think you're all in the team. And then release from there. And finally, on this little sequence, we've kind of moved the shoulders, we've moved the wrists, and let's move the arms. So bringing the elbows up. So keeping the elbows quite high, but relaxing the shoulders in this so that it's easy to introduce some tension into the shoulders. We're not going to hold it for too long, and then we're going to circle the arms round. I'm kind of introducing a little bit of a knee bend there, just because I can. Anything goes. Just kind of get myself level with this rainbow. And then just release. And shaking the shoulders, releasing the shoulders. And then let's just bounce. So allowing the heels to lift off the ground. And then as you release down, now if you're doing this near an open window, your neighbours are going to be looking in. They're going to be really quite jealous. They're going to wonder what's happening. And then, as much as I'd like to just continue this, we're going to have to stop, I'm afraid. And let's just close the eyes and just sense now, just connect with any sort of tingling, any energy flowing, the breath. Any opening that you can feel in the shoulders or any part of the body. Really enjoying the breath. And the chest lifts as you breathe in, so don't forget to keep lifting that chest. Really nice, shoulders are moving back, but we're not forcing them back, we're just gently allowing them to sort of move back. So we're not kind of punching forward, and we're not kind of like this, we're not kind of like a soldier attention, we're just encouraging the body to be natural. That's all we're doing, encouraging the body to come back to its natural open state. And from here, we're going to come down onto the floor now. So let's just come down. And if you need a blanket or anything under the knees, then that's always a good idea. But let's just see, keeping the toes tucked under to start with. So toes tucked under, just make sure that the little toes are playing as well. Don't let them get away with anything. From there, let's just come down, and we're going to come into this sort of child's pose, but with the toes tucked under to start with, so we can feel through the backs of the feet. And then going to rest back fully into child's pose now. I'll just make an adjustment. So resting right back into child's pose. And as you breathe in now, let's come up onto all fours. And as you exhale, coming back down into child's pose. So breathing in. And exhaling. So gently massaging the abdomen as you do this. And then coming all the way up. And the next time you come down, we're going to bring that back hand all the way back. The right hand, sorry, all the way back. And then as you breathe in, we're going to open the chest. Exhaling the arm forward. And then just dragging it back along the ground. And then open. So we're going to do this a few times. And as you bring, as a hand sort of drags back, feel the connection, the hand, the texture of the floor, texture of the mat. And then next time your arm is up, we're going to hold it up. So really encourage this opening of the chest. So it's a twist we're going to move into now. And then we're going to thread that top arm so that it's actually coming underneath the bottom arm, and the shoulder is going to rest down onto the floor. So shoulder is resting onto the floor, the head rests down, and then so the right arm is threaded under, and so with the left hand you could press that into the ground to encourage a little bit more of a twist there. So really pressing that down and opening that chest to the left side. That's looking good. So every breath in, drink in the air, every exhale, a little bit more of a twist round. So with just exploring your own range of movement, of course, not twisting too far. And this. And from there, as you breathe in, just unthread that right hand. And let's come on to the other side. So we're coming on all fours, and then we're sitting back down onto the heels, and then bringing that left arm back and open the chest. And then just keep moving the arm as the body opens. The arm is up. You're breathing in. As the body closes down, the arm comes back, and you're exhaling. So again, it's just following the natural movement of the breath. It's very difficult to inhale as the body is closing down, and it's difficult to exhale as the body is opening up. So it's being natural. And then the next time the arm is up, we're going to hold it up. So left arm rising up into the air, The chest is open to the left, and then we're going to thread that left arm underneath the right. Shoulder comes down onto the ground, the head comes down, and then you can use the right hand to press into the ground, and that is a way to encourage a little bit more of a twist. So you're in full control of this. You're in full control. You can twist as little or as much as is right for your body. As long as we can breathe and freely, and as long as the body isn't shaking or in any pain or any shooting pains, especially not good in any of these, in any posture. Dull aches equals good, shooting pains equals bad. That's a simple formula. And then next time you breathe in, you're going to unthread that arm. And then coming up, tucking the toes under, and let's just press back into our downward facing dog. And then just walking out the dog, so bending one knee, straightening the other, and then coming to the other side. So just moving from side to side, swinging the hips, pressing the chest back to the thighs. So this is, we've got the inversion here. I forgot to mention that the other posture, the other bit. So we've got forward bend, back bend, side bend, twist, balance, and an inversion. So we've got a little bit of inversion going on. And then just release the knees down to the ground. And let's come back to where we started. So we've got the toes tucked under here. And let's see if we can just open the backs of the feet now. So all the toes are tucked under, everybody's playing. And the knees are close together, so we're not having to tuck the knees out to the side. If you can see that, the knees are quite close together. And if you wanted to increase the intensity of this, you can start to nudge those knees back. Interlink the fingers and breathe. Open the chest and exhale. And then nudge the fingers down one or up one, and then breathe. So maybe the first time you interlink the fingers, it was as a natural way. Maybe this is just a new way of doing it. And exhale. Flatten the feet. So we can feel an opening now from all down from the knee to the shin to the sole to the top of the feet, and you could. So that's good enough for a lot of people. And if you wanted to move it on, you can press the fingers into the ground and then lift the knees. So that's quite a nice thing to do. And if you wanted to come into a bit of a balance with this, in the hands in prayer position. But obviously, it's not going to do that if there's any pain at all. And we've got two choices here. We can either roll over onto the toes, or whatever we're going to do. So we can either roll over or we can tuck the toes under. But wherever we're going to be, we're going to be in this ragdoll forward bend position. So let's just be in a ragdoll forward bend. And you can see my knees are really bent. My knees are bent, they're kind of not like this, because I want to release now my back. I want to get my back to be a little bit looser. And when we're down here at first, just really enjoy shrugging the shoulders and let the head release. Just imagine you've got like a weight. Well, the head is a weight, but it's really nice bit of traction on the neck. And if you shrug the shoulders a few times, and quite nice to sort of drag the knuckles in on the ground in a sort of figure of eight sort of movement. And figure of eight on its side to release a little bit more. And then come into some stillness. And now, again, keeping the knees soft. And let's roll up the spine. So stacking the individual vertebrae one by one from the bottom coming all the way up to the top, and the chest and chin lifts last. And if there's any dizziness when you come up, and keeping the chin tucked in, and then coming all the way back down again. So unstacking the vertebrae as you're coming down. So if you've got any issues with the back, any sort of disc issues, I would avoid this. I would really avoid this because, and the alternative is to engage the glutes and then just do a gentle back bend. So gently bending the back like this, but so we don't want to be causing the spinal discs to bulge, but otherwise then we can just keep rolling up and down a few times. And it's your practice, so if you wanted to stay down and then shrugging the shoulders or dragging the knuckles around, it's entirely up to you. So you can just be there as long as you like. So having said that, make this the last one for now. And we're going to gently roll up the spine and come right onto the tiptoes when you're up. There's no rush to come up, but you could be on your tiptoes if you're there, just challenging your balance. If you wanted to make it a little bit more difficult, then you can either bring the hands, the fingertips onto the shoulders, or bring the arms right up into the air, but shoulders are relaxed. And if you want to really challenge the balance, then you could close the eyes. So, and with any balance, it's always about keeping relaxed on the inside. Relax is a 5-letter word in a sense. It's kind of the thing that a doctor or a dentist would say. So just finding some release, and then if your eyes have been closed, then you can just gently open them and then floating the arms down if they've been all the way up. And then once more, giving a little bit of a twist, and let's take a pause there. Let's pause and just bringing the feet so that they're hip width apart and the feet are parallel. So the feet aren't at a sort of 10 to 2 position there. They're parallel, so the feet are in line with the knees. The chest is lifting, but we're soft throughout the body. So softening the crown of the head and softening the inside of the head and the face, shoulders. Essentially taking a scan of the whole body and seeing if there's any areas which are holding tension. So softening the arms and the wrists the fingers, the chest and the belly, the upper back, the lower back, groin, the buttocks, the thighs, knees, shins and calves, ankles and feet. So really be present in the whole of the body, connecting with the ground underneath the feet. So really connecting with the earth, at the same time being tall, so just exploring which muscles you gently engage to grow taller, to lift the chest, lifting the crown of the head, and really, really, really connecting with the breath. Beautiful place to be. Sensing the temperature of the air in the nostrils, really sensing that temperature. Connecting with any smells you may be in the room. And then let's be prepared to move out of this now. Lowering the chin to the chest. Open the eyes and then gently lifting the gaze. Okay. So we're going to separate the feet out now. Separate the feet out to the sides. And you'll notice now that my feet are in a 10 to 2 position. So feet are in a 10 to 2 position. Hips are facing forward. Breathing, arms raised. Just raising the palms up towards the ceiling momentarily. And the chest is opening. I can't help but really feel my chest opening here. So breathing. And then as you exhale, bringing that left hand down onto the right leg. So it's either going to be towards the knee or to the ankle or the shin. So wherever is good for you. And then softening that right knee, coming all the way up. And then bringing the opposite arm down to the other side. So again, wherever is good for you. And we're going to keep moving with the breath. So as we breathe in, we open the body. As we exhale, we close the body down into a little bit of a twist. Always softening that knee as we come up. And being aware, being really aware of where this movement is affecting. So maybe you can feel it on the legs, you can notice a little bit of a twist in the spine. So this is a version of revolved triangle. So encouraging this spinal twist. So we're going to just keep moving. We're going to do this as a dynamic posture today. So let's do one more on either side. We're going to end with the right hand, so it's on the left ankle. Or left leg, so don't forget it's your practice. And then coming all the way up. And then releasing the arms down. Just giving them a bit of a roll. And then from there, we're going to bring the feet so that they're parallel with each other. And generally speaking, with these kind of postures, just checking the alignment of the wrists and ankles. So no further than the distance of your wrists, ankles. So we're not going to be really separating out. It's going to be sort of nice and wide. And then, so from here, as you breathe in, open the chest, finding the hips, and then we're going to fold forward from the hips, and then allowing the right hand to come down either onto the ground or onto your blocks. I'm sure you've got your blocks handy. How many times I've got to tell you? And then there you go. Yeah, go on, get it. That's it. And as you're breathing, open the chest. So it's opening to the left side, and then bringing that hand down, and then keeping the hand down and opening to the other side. You're coming up. And then just move from side to side. So of course, as you open and you're breathing in, and we've got a twist in the spine. How wonderful is that? And we've also got a forward bend going, so we've got maybe you can feel this in the legs as well, in the hamstrings, in the calves. Just breathe and open. And then coming up again. And let's just make this the last one on each side. Breathing in. And coming down. And then open. And then release. And from there, here we are. We've got our knees bent. We've got the glutes engaged. We've got the hands on the hips. And we're sort of going to lift, so making the back straight. So lifting the chest. We're not doing anything in the muscle, in the back muscles here, in a sense. We're coming all the way through the back side, lifting up. And then bringing the feet together. I'm just going to shake off my legs off that. Shake off the body. So a nice sort of twisted sort of triangle sequence there. I'm going to finish the standing sequences just by coming into a side bend. So bringing the feet out to the side again, getting this alignment, wrists and ankles, and bringing the right foot out to the side, coming onto the ball of the left foot, left heel back. Both legs straight. Chest is facing forward, hips are facing forward. Breathe. And then as you exhale, coming down into this Trikonasana onto your right side, first of all. So really nice opening through the chest. And if you can see where my hand is there, I'm actually very comfortable with this right now. Nice gentle Trikonasana. You could, if you wanted to, then you can bring the hand down. So it's on the ankle or on the shin or the ankle. But if you're finding that when you do that, then the chest starts to face down, And that's just, you've gone a bit too far there. Let's just bring it back up again. So the adjustment really is about ensuring that the chest is open, because yoga for me is always about opening the heart and opening the mind to possibilities. So anything which goes against that, anything which is closed down too much when it should be opened, that's possibly not quite right somehow. I'll leave you to ponder on that one. But don't write in. And then soften that front knee. And then open. Coming all the way up, releasing down. I just feel like I need to circle the shoulders, and then we're going to move the feet so that they're on the other side. So lift this time, the left foot is pointing out to the front, right heel back, hips forward. We're going to breathe. Let's just open the palms up to start with and close down as we come down into our triangle posture. So we're quite strong through the legs as well. So we're not, we're firmly grounded through the legs. We've got some muscle engagement going on there. Chest is open, and one thing I should say about the head is just make sure that the neck and shoulders are comfortable. So you can either have the head in a neutral position like I've got right now, with the chin tucked in slightly, or keep the chin tucked in. If your neck and shoulders are okay, then you could look up to the top hand. But for me, really, it's about just being comfortable, and this is comfortable for me with my head in the neutral position. So any of these postures, about 5 breaths is good. 5 long, smooth breaths. There's no rush to do sort of 5 very quick, short ones. Lots of point in that. And then once you've done your 5 breaths, bend that front knee, and then coming up and release. And we're going to come down onto the ground now. So come down in whichever way is good for you. So we're going to come down and then bringing the knees into the chest as we massage our lower back into the ground. And then gradually just massaging down into the sacrum. And releasing the legs down. So straightening the legs and straightening the arms behind the head. And doing a really nice stretch the entire length of the body. So stretching right side to left side. And if you wanted to, we're going to come up now. So just placing the hands underneath the lower back, so palms are facing down. And we're going to press the elbows into the ground. We're going to come into this seated position. And we're going to start so that we're just separating the flesh from the sitting bones and having the So separating the toes nice and wide. So feet together, heels together if you can. And then just arms out to the side, but lifting the knees so we can feel that the knees are, the kneecaps are lifted, using the muscles in the thighs. So feet are active, the legs are active, the chest is lifted. And you're looking down towards the toes, softly gazing towards the toes. And breathe. So this posture, Dandasana, we're perfectly still, but maybe you can start to feel the heart beating stronger, the breath, a little bit of heat. I certainly can. And then release from there. And let's roll all the way back down onto the back. And then roll all the way back up again. So we can either roll up or we can use the hands to press into the ground. And as we're coming up, we're going to just do a gentle forward bend. And then we're going to roll all the way back down again. So whichever method suits you. But if you are using the hands and arms, then just see if you can use them minimally. As long as there's no strain in the back or there's nothing going on in the abdomen, let's see if you can encourage the abdomen to do sort of 60 or 80% of the work and the hands and arms to do 20 to 40%. And then gradually we can come into a situation where we can just use the abdominal muscles completely. So this is a dynamic version of Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. And then next time you're up, we're going to stay up and we'll come into our final posture, which is a seated twist. So again, we're going to start as we did before in Dandasana. And this time we're going to place the right foot over the left knee. Just turn around so hopefully you can see me. So it's the right foot over the left knee. I'll just turn around so I can see you in a second. And then just going to use the right hand in the ground, just fingertips into the ground. This gives us just to lengthen the spine a little bit. And then just placing the left hand on that right knee and twisting into the right knee. So it's growing tall through the crown of the head, not slumping down. And if you wanted to just move this on, you can bring the elbow around the knee. So really nice twist, and having that the foot of the straight leg engaged. And if you really wanted to sort of move this on, then you can bring the upper arm there. But this is a restorative session. Let's not just push the edges too much. So again, 5 breaths is good. And release from there. Straighten the legs. Coming onto your back. And open. And then just rolling all the way back up, or coming up, and let's come on to the other side. So this time we're going to start with both legs straight and then bringing that left foot on the outside of the right knee this time. Using the left hand into the ground. And start off with a hand. So hug the chest and the belly into that left thigh. Then you could use the inner elbow if you wanted to. Move it on, and then eventually we could come into this sort of position. Maybe you could even move it on a bit further, but to be quite honest with you, I'm very happy in this kind of position. Suits me down to the ground. So 5 breaths here, 5 really nice long breaths. It's always there, the breath, and we never appreciate it, or very rarely. So show some appreciation, some gratitude for these things we take for granted. A lot of things have been taken away from us recently. So it makes those small bits of gratitude even better, I think. These things like gold dust now. That is the big lesson. And then release. And once more, we're going to come down onto our backs. And then arms right above the head. Stretch out right side, left side. And so we're going to come today into our final relaxation. So you can be seated if you wanted to do a seated meditation, but really what I wanted to go through today was a shavasana practice, and it's a very sort of simple. It's a nice thing to do. It's a shavasana practice which is known as squeeze and release. And guess what? We squeeze and release different parts of the body, as I mentioned them. So as I say, if you wanted to be seated and just use this as a meditation, that's fine with you. But shavasana is possibly the better position. And the idea really is that we do hold a lot of tension in the body without even realizing it. So that eventually, we're kind of we're sort of like this. We're walking around, and then you think, why is my shoulder sore? Why is it so sore? And then you oh, hang on a minute. You look in the mirror and you can see it's, and then you can let go of it. So squeeze and release is about. I'll talk you through the various parts of the body, and as I mention those, as I mention the hands, we're going to squeeze the hands into a really tight fist as much as we can, and then we're going to release, and it just helps to take that relaxation a little bit further. So, if you want to get into your into shavasana, if that's where you want to go, or if you want to be seated, that's absolutely fine. If you are in shavasana, then start off. It is a posture, so We're going to just check that the whole body is sort of lengthened, so we're going to press the heels away to start with, and then allowing the feet to flop out to the side. And then we're going to have the hands about a foot or so away from the body with the palms facing upwards. So having the palms facing upwards just allows the chest to be open, and it allows the shoulders to be open. And then we can keep the back of the head on the floor, but bringing the chin slightly into the chest. So this lengthens the back of the neck. And then softly closing the eyes. So let's bring the awareness inside. And taking 3 big breaths in and 3 big breaths out. So to start with, we're going to bring the awareness to the hands, and make the hands, both hands, into the tightest fists that you can. Really bring the hands into a tight fist. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. We're going to do the same with the feet and the toes. Really make those feet and toes into the biggest, tightest fist you can. Squeeze, 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 and release. Let's really engage the calves now. The calves, squeeze the calves, squeeze, 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 and release. Now lifting the kneecaps. So using the thighs to lift the kneecaps, really squeeze those thighs. Squeeze, 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 release. Now coming into the groin and the buttocks. Squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the groin. Really as much as you can. Squeeze and release. Engaging the belly. Just really squeezing the belly in as much as you can, whatever that means for you. Engaging the abdomen. And release. And the chest and the shoulders. Just really introducing some big tension into the chest and shoulders. Squeezing it. So it's including the upper back as well. Squeeze and release. The upper arms. Really engaging the upper arms. All those muscles. Maybe the shoulders will be included again in this one. And release. The lower arms. Really feeling the lower arms engaged. Maybe the upper arms as well as you do this. And release. And then screw the face up. Screw the face up. Make the face into a fist. Nobody's watching. The whole head is a fist. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Like you've just eaten a sour lemon. And release. And now, the finale, the whole of the body. Just really introduce that, make the whole body into a fist. Introduce tension into the whole of the body. From the fists to the feet, to the legs, to the buttocks, to the belly, to the chest, the arms, the face, the head. Squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It's like you're trying to lift yourself off the ground. And release everything. And breathe. And just allowing the body to be open. Allowing the breath to flow. And just softening the face. Softening the body. Allowing the practice to really absorb into the physical body now. So you can either stay in Shavasana now for another 5 or 10 minutes if you're watching this session online. We're going to bring the session to a close. Just gently becoming more and more aware of the physical body and the breath, the temperature of the air on the skin, on the nostrils. Breathe in deeply. Bring the arms up and over the head, Really nice stretch the entire length of the body. Stretching right side, left side. If you've been seated, then you might want to straighten your legs, and you might want to just give yourself a little bit of a twist in the spine. Whatever suits you, and then you're just going to roll over onto your right hand side. So just stay on the right hand side for just for a few moments, just allowing yourself to come round. It's always good to just gently come out of any yoga or meditation practice, so we're not going to gradually re-enter the world, bringing some awareness with you. And just coming up into a simple cross-legged seated position. Finding the breath. And lowering the chin to the chest. Open the eyes. And gently lift the gaze. Namaste.